Okay, grade 11. So this will be the last video for phase 1 before we finish and hand in. Okay, so we've done this first part on the assessment rubric you see in front of you. We've done the focus question, the questions, and the research and investigation questions. And now we need to do this last bit. All right. Now, the tricky thing about your rubric is here that so with the grade 12 rubric, you see you get marks here for 2 websites and 1 other source. And then with this year's grade 12 one, they get separate marks for each source, for the source name, the URL, the author, and so on. Where yours is only 1 section, and the description says to get full marks for this, it clearly provides all the listed details for all 5 aspects for all sources. In other words, if you have given the 3 sources, 2 websites and 1 other, but you left out one of the source's source name, then you cannot have full marks for this section. So you have to really make sure that you have all the aspects there so that you can get those marks. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 2 websites, 1 other. And I'm now going to go back to our Word document to show you exactly what we need to do. So okay, there's your Word document. So I've set up an example question here. This is your research questions, you remember. This one is now under challenges and risks. So I've inserted a question here, once again, a little bit badly phrased, but I've asked how long the average battery life of a drone lasts for, or whatever, however you want to say it. Then I have my URL here, and I have my screenshot, and that was one of the sources that I used to find my answer, right? So what I need to do now is to insert the information that they request from this source into my references, okay? First, I'm going to, first step, take this question, copy it, and now I'm going to go down further with my document to the source table. Okay, this is important. I'm going to paste the question here, all right? Now I can again go and look at that little table that I pasted for myself, how long. This would be a level 1 question, if I remember correctly. This was under the challenges and risks heading. And the type of source I used here was a website. And you can leave that open for now, the answer. We'll get to that a little bit later. Okay. Now you can either delete these extra lines or do whatever, leave them open. It doesn't really matter. And now I'm going to put my marker in this space here. And then I'm going to go to references, manage sources, and I'm now going to create a new source. So just quickly again, references, then manage sources there. And then when this first screen pops up, you're going to click on new. And now one of the most important things here is that you could select the right type of source. In this case, we are using a website. Okay. So you see that the information that they request from you for a website is different than other sources. So it's important that you select the correct one. Now you are going to have to follow this URL that you pasted further above in your, by the questions in your Word document to get this information. You are going to have to open that URL, whether it's now on your phone or on the computer, and look for the author, the name of the web page and the website, the year that it was created, and luckily you already have the URL. If this is still here, I can just, okay, that was my question that I copied last. So now I'm first going to say, okay, yeah, we're going to come and edit this now, but let me just go back up. That was question 3.2. So now I'm going to open this hyperlink. select it. Okay, let me just get my screen share open. Okay, so now we have the website open. Okay, so this website's name is Drone Blog. So then I can go back to my Word document. Now I'm just going to have to open all of this again and edit. So the name of the website is Drone Blog. Did I share that correctly? No. Let me just quickly check here. Okay, just to show you, I've opened this up again. So I went again to references, manage sources, and this time I just said edit. And there I typed in name of the website is Drone Blog. I'm going to go back to the website. No, not that one. Okay, the name of the web page would be that. So I'm going to copy that, go back to my Word document and paste that in. So the web page's name is whatever the heading is that you see in that website that you have open in front of you. Okay, now we're going to maybe have to do a little bit of searching here to find the date and the author, but it's something we're going to have to do, and we only have to do that for 3 of the 10 that we have. So it's you don't have to at least do that for everyone. Usually you would find information like that at the bottom. Here I see a date 2022. So if we can't find a more specific date, we'll use that one. I'm going to go back up to the top. See if I can find something there. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time on the video now. So I'm going to go back and just say 2022 for the year. Okay, back to the web page. You need that URL again. You can either copy it from your Word document, obviously, because you still have it there, or you can copy it from here. Copy back to your Word document, paste. And now we just need an author. I'm reminding you that I'm sitting here. I quickly scrolled through that web page. I did not find an author, but I am going to have to look a little bit harder to find it. If you really can't find it, I'm going to ask you to do the following. First, ask the person next to you if they can just quickly scan through it and also check if they don't see it, because maybe your eye is just missing it. If neither you or your friend can find it, call me over so we can look for it. And then I will tell you, if there is no author available, then you are allowed to say unknown. But people, please, 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 you can't just look for it for 30 seconds, decide you can't find it, and then say unknown. Because if there is an author available and you said unknown, then that is a problem. Okay, so you can rather ask me to come and check for you. And then if we can't find it together, then you may say unknown. Okay, so now you need to listen carefully, right? Now you are going to, when you have this screen that we have open in front of us now, we've got all the details listed. And then I'm going to again press that button on my keyboard that says print screen. If you don't know where that button sits on your keyboard and you can't find it, please call me over or ask a friend. I will be more than happy to quickly just point to it for you. So you press the print screen button. I've already pushed it now. Nothing really happens, but it copies in the clipboard. I've explained to you guys what the clipboard is, né? So you hit your print screen button. I'm going to say, okay. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it's listed there. I'm going to close here and go back to my source table at the bottom. And now here where I've pasted the question, right? I found the answer to this question in that source that we just did. Here, I'm going to paste that. Please make sure you crop this. It's way too big for this little block. So I'm going to go to my picture format. Remember, you have to select the picture. Then you have these new tabs. Picture format, crop, and then just put that neatly around the information that we actually need for the marks. There it is. And then crop, there we go. So nice and neat. I can see you have your information there and it's good. Now, very, very, very importantly, you also need a date of access. That means the date that you went into this website. Today, the day that I'm creating this video is the 26th of July, 2022. So to get those marks that I mentioned, you need to have the date of access as well. It's very important. Okay. So now you are going to do this whole thing. Let me just get everything on the screen here. From copying and pasting the question. So you are going to choose any 3 questions from the top to do this. You paste your 1 question here. You say which level of the question, under which heading, what is the type of source you use. You get a specific mark for that one, so make sure you have it. And then you go to the website, you get this information, you fill it in, you take your screenshot, and you put in the date of access, okay? We're going to do this now. Then you go to the second page here, you do the same. Go find your next question that you would like to do a source on, any 3 from the ones that you have at the top. Paste the question, do the level, heading, source type, all that information from the website, date of access, you're done, and a 3rd one. You have to have 3. With the last one, you have to have something other than a website, okay? These days, they publish newspaper articles and things like that on websites. And in fact, I want to tell you that you can even maybe have argued that this one that we did here is a blog and not a website necessarily. It's more or less actually the same thing. But if I can quickly go in here and go back to Google. And say we want, let's say, the definition of drone technology. Then I can actually click on news here. Okay, so any Google browser that you use, you have options here. Do you want everything, images, videos, news, what? If you click on news there, then you will see there's Daily Express, all of these things. All of these can count as a different source other than a website. It's a newspaper or news website or whatever that publishes on the internet. So argument's sake, we can't use this one. You can maybe use for security and surveillance. Lifeguard drone saves a drowning 14-year-old on the beach. Just a bit of news there. Let's say for argument's sake, we use this website as a source for one of our questions. Then I can say that, now just check on your Word document how you are going to do this differently. So where you do references, manage sources, new, instead of website, we are going to say, I think this one is right. No. Just check here, because we specifically need a publisher. We need to have a publisher and a published date. There we go. So you can take a book. I know it's not exactly the same thing, but the book gives you the information that you need for that one other source other than a website. So there you will give the name of the person who wrote the article. Let me just quickly do the example for you here. So this is Euro News. We're just going to put that in under the title. it's easier always with these ones because they give you a nice date here of when it was updated or published. So I can use, and it looks like today's date there. So, and there's the publisher is Euronews, and this is the name of the article. Let me copy that. Go back to our Word document. The title, publisher is Euronews, if I remember correctly. The year was 2022. You don't worry about the city. You don't get marks for that. So you can really leave that out. And then I'm just going to see if I can find, what was the one I was looking for now? Author. Let's see if we can find the journalist's name somewhere here. That's the video editor. Okay, looks like we can't find a very specific name here either. So let me just see. Shows likewise Spain, copyright. I almost want to say that this is the author as well. You know what? My bad. This is actually the title name. Okay, so we're just going to swap it around. Here we go. I'll show you. Sorry to talk a little bit all over the place. Back to my Word document. So I'm going to paste that thing there, the title of this article, and this is the author, because it says by Euronews and Reuters. Okay, so there I have the correct information for that one other source now. Again, you're going to do your print screen, copy and paste. Guys, if this is getting away from you a little bit, please ask my help. I will gladly come and check for you and just point you in the right direction. But the point is, of this screen that you see in front of you now, the source, you need 2 that are websites and 1 that is a different source than a website. And so you need 3 questions pasted into the source table with a screenshot of that. All right. There I'm going to say, okay, close. And you're going to do that for the next one. So I said at the beginning of this video that this would be the last one, but I think to make it a little bit more manageable for you, I'm going to talk about the authority, currency, accuracy, objectivity, and coverage in the next video. So I'm going to end this one here so that you can just finish that off before you go to that last section, and that will really be the last one. Okay, guys, hope you're okay so far.